Tagore and we. I think we were born with a mind that said no to limitations. Nowadays, I believe that you can't reach there. Either you are born with that eye,
Right.
or you can't just reach there.
We were friends from college. We were listening to all kinds of music together. Afternoons, evenings, post-college days when we were touring with our concerts. We were only listening to music. And we came up with wild ideas to experiment with them.
चिढ़ाने के लिए कह देता हूँ, I feel so jealous about you. And then he would say, why? And then I say that, because you have me in your life.
The idea is never to bring in a very popular artist, but to bring in an appropriate artist who will catch a new idea of this song.
The way we dream. So that has been the strength actually.
Okay. So
and
what are you guys? You're storytellers?
That's so nicely put.
Namaskar and welcome to Sonali's Music Room. Today at Sonali's Music Room, we are in company of an extraordinary duo, Surendro and Soumyajit.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, welcome to Sonali's Music Room. I'm going to give a quick introduction of both of you and then we will begin this conversation. I feel very humble and grateful that you both have taken your valuable time and given me
It's a
this little
pleasure.
space and
It's a pleasure.
yeah, and I'm so looking forward to this whole conversation. I know it's
So
going
are
to be
we.
one incredible journey of knowing what both of you are all about. So I'm very excited.
So are we.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll do a quick introduction and then let's roll in to know their journey. Surendro and Soumyajit. They blend the magic of piano with soulful vocals. Surendro Maulik and Soumyojit Das craft music that bridges the gap between Indian classical transitions and modern experimental sounds. From acclaimed reinterpretations of Rabindranath Tagore's composition to large-scale national projects, such as the G20 Orchestra, they have collaborated with legends across genres, performed worldwide, and inspired audiences with their innovative approach. Educators, cultural curators, and musical pioneers. Their journey is as much about preserving tradition as it is about breaking boundaries. So once again, welcome to Sonali's Music
I think
Room.
we are just dreamers and students of Indian music. That's it. This
So
was all your, thank you for all the good words that you put together.
of course, we have to make sure that we do our little bit of homework and kind of give a intro to your journey because your journey is very well known and
What matters to us mostly these days is to be good human beings.
Right.
That's the ultimate that we now foresee. Even when we choose our team with whom we are working or curating, we really like to have good souls around us.
Right.
Because music and art is something which is really nourished and it flourishes when you have only positivity around it.
right.
And we after working for 20 years now are seeking good energies, fresh ideas, projects which share well-being of others mostly.
Right.
And that is what has driven these last few years.
Right. And that is lacking in world today. So that, and you guys being an inspiration for the generations, today's generation primarily, I think you become very relative because people are looking up to you. Earlier days there was this Guru Sishya Parampara and it was so strong that friend element, between the Guru and the Shishya was little diluted, if I could
Right.
say, right? But now it's like you actually make the students feel so comfortable that it's easy. Okay, like Surendro ji said this or, Soumyajit sir said this. So it becomes very, and that easy approach kind of makes that change. It brings that change that we all are craving for, right?
Because I think the world has changed a lot
Right.
in the last few years
Right.
because of the internet and the mobile phones and so many other things.
Right.
It wasn't the same when we were, growing.
Right.
So I think the point of view for everything, the relationships, even the Guru Shishya Parampara or whatever you might say, also needs to accommodate its its norms according to what the society, what the time is taking us
Right.
through.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So बच्चों को डरना तो नहीं चाहिए.
I was just going
It
to
should
say
be
that
fun.
ये fear जो है ना, the fear is such an element, or that if there is a very less room for growth with fear in mind.
At a particular time, probably this fear used to work in favor of growth.
Right.
Because फिर वो एक ही चीज को बार-बार करना and then
रियाज
a
करना.
polish would come. But now the world is so liberated and everybody is exposed to world music and world art and everything.
Right.
So I think nowadays musicians and students and professionals, everybody works a lot on creativity and uniqueness.
That's true.
Otherwise, just skill वो तो AI कर देता है.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
जो अपना है,
Right.
that has to be curated, and that comes through not through that fear.
Right. Yeah, that's where your curiosity and your creativity has no boundaries when the fear dies. If the fear is there, then तो वही आप लोग रियाज ही करते रहो, अपने सप्तक ही ठीक करते रहो, right? That's how it was, when we were growing up.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm so glad that we are starting on this note, because this is a very, very key aspect of life, right? So let's dig a little deeper, though I had another question to begin this conversation, but let's dig a little deeper into this question. And what do you think, how else can should I say the leaders of today kind of work along with the generation, and how much more needs to be done in your understanding? Not just in the field of art, but let's kind of
Generally.
open up for more,
I think now it is a time for all of us to live in the same space, and rather than being,
Maintaining a
tutored by a
hierarchy.
few hierarchies.
right.
So everybody has their point of view, and I don't know about the rest of the world, but in this academy with the children that we work, we spend really good time, because it is not about how perfect their saptak is, as you said, but it is I personally and Surendro, we put a little more effort to see how creative this person is.
Right.
What is that unique approach that comes to him naturally,
Okay.
which probably I would have spoiled by teaching him in the same league that I have been taught, and wo chalta hi jayega.
Right.
So that is also very important,
Right.
and that is how, because I always say Saraswati, it means Sarasvati.
Vati, the passage.
Yeah, the passage in which is very
Ever-flowing.
ever-flowing and without hurdles.
Right.
So वो
art-
सरस रहना चाहिए.
Right.
Art and music is something which comes out of passion.
Right.
Like once you have a bondage that I have to fulfill certain norms, or I'm under pressure, then the half of the spontaneity goes away.
Right.
Especially when in terms of Indian music speaking, we are a very open canvas.
Right.
Like we have our set of grammar and we interpret on stage. Like we are innovative on stage, not that structural as Western classical thoughts or music were.
Right.
So, there's a very big space of liberty. There's a very big space of imagination and independence. But independence keeping the norms of this structure alive.
Right.
And also there are scope for one to come out of the norms.
Right.
Like as Tagore, in his book way back 120 years ago, he had raised this point that unless your music reflects on the society and vice versa. The society reflects on your music.
Right.
That music is not true.
Right. Right.
This is what he said.
Right. That's true.
Which I truly feel that what is going around us should be reflected in what we are creating. Otherwise, we are just, obeying a norm, obeying a legacy that I don't relate to, that I don't even convey.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Very practically, like we went through a huge period of lockdown. We were all stranded in homes.
Right.
So we found our own ways to, create our audience, to produce our music. So we were just recording. Even there were situations when we had cupboards and he would put up his mouth inside, put a phone recorder on, and probably sing a part of a medley that we produced in those periods.
Right.
So we were, from our childhood, we were very innovative. We were innovating with time.
Right.
And see, we were reliving the era of Gorjan, when she would put her mouth inside that, big,
Chamber, like-
and would record, and he would constantly tell me that, go to your Gorjan mode, and
Okay.
So that was a period which we enjoyed, and that gave us a very new kind of an audience globally who were more into our digital space. And post pandemic, then we started to receive a lot of messages that why don't you go do more of the medleys, more of the experimental music that you were doing.
Right. Right.
And this digital world welcomed us in a very spontaneous way. We didn't know that, we didn't
It
think
has-
that we'll do something to attract people.
Right.
We just wanted to do something that we liked.
Right.
And we found that it was interesting.
Yes.
And it was appreciated. So
Right.
the art and music has no norms.
Right,
And
right.
that's how our music
Right.
for the last 20 years has grown. We have never been under norms. We just did whatever we desired. And we never had set goals that this is what we want to achieve.
Right.
But we had walked towards that.
I think music is just like a language. As you learn the alphabets and how to make words, and then the norms of, the adverb coming before the verb and the pronoun and everything. And then there is a time when you forget all of this.
True.
And you just
Unlearn.
unlearn and you just express.
True.
So
True.
music is almost like that. So
Right.
you learn and then you also unlearn.
Unlearn. That's true. That's true. And unlearning is the fun.
It's the fun, and that is also an area, Sonali, where I see a lot of musicians get stuck because they are still, in that zone.
Bound
That
by the norms.
if I say apple, they would decode it like APPLE and not the taste of the fruit,
Right.
or probably this phone.
Phone.
So they can't come out of that.
Right,
They're still
right.
stuck with the alphabets and
Right. Right.
That.
Right. That's true. Yeah. And so then, both of you, it just makes me think. Maybe you can clarify. It looks like you both have come from two different school of music, and
oh, of course we did.
right. And
Completely diverse.
Right. So how did you meet, and how did you kind of blend in? Because that's a very interesting. That has produced some amazing compositions, and people have loved worldwide. So let's first, because we are talking about Guru Sishya Parampara, and both of you have come from a two different school of music, and I'm sure your learning has been different. So let's kind of decode that, and then of course then coming together.
So, as a young child, my grandfather taught me the piano. We had that instrument as a household instrument in our family, and he was very passionate. He played sitar, guitar. He learned sitar from a very respected maestro of that period. So he wanted his grandson to learn that. So I grew learning. Then he took me to Pandit V. Balsaraji to have a structural training of the instrument. Then to his friend Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab, from whom he influenced me to learn about Indian classical music, though I was playing piano, which is a Western instrument. And I went into college, St. Xavier's, as just another kid who was there to study, be in academics. And probably my answer would be friendship with Soumyojit brought me here.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to be a musician because I wanted to stay with him, and we wanted to remain friends. And anything we do, we believe that will keep that friendship alive through that medium, be it music, be it being an interior designer.
Yeah, that's very important, because Surendro and I, as he said, we met in our college. And from the very first day, uh, we were never ever negotiating on our relationship that, okay, if we are there in a restaurant, how much are you paying? How much am I paying? Or, certain things that are very common that we have seen all
Amidst
over.
friends.
That what happens generally is a typical negotiation.
Right.
So we were opening up our minds to each other completely, and we would be so happy if I could invite him for food, and then he would make sure that no, I'm going to pay the bill. This is how it happened. And over the years, now that we have a huge family and we have a WhatsApp group called Joint Family,
Oh, nice.
where we have an extended joint family, and the most beautiful part of it is where the world is walling themselves in. They are finding out their inner space and all of that. We have a joint family where all the members have a different surname. So we are not related to through blood,
Right.
but through friendship, and all of us, we have a similar kind of
Taste or kind of a thought
not even that. I would say a similar reciprocation of relationship to each other. That at the time of need, we would talk to each other. When we are very happy, we would talk to each other.
Okay.
And we feel very happy with each other.
So you guys came like energetically, you guys have come together.
That just happened, Sonali. And I now wonder if Surendro did not happen to me in my life, probably my soul would have compromised in the societal norms by negotiating with people, money, position, power, all of that.
Okay.
We
You
have
have to know the best thing is our music is all about how we lived our life. It's not about like musing every day. It's about leading our lives together.
Okay.
The togetherness and
So is it that emotional sensitivity?
But I wonder how did that happen from the very first day? So then you have to say that it's a divine conspiracy.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it just happened, and our upbringings, our growing days are absolutely different.
Different.
even
different
musically
family
we are
setup,
different,
yeah.
because
Everything.
the kind of music that I was born with is not the kind of music he was born with. So when we met first, the musics collided first. Because we were playing probably Rag Khamaj, but I was interpreting it in my way, and his way of looking at it was completely
And
different.
it still happens today because he grew up with, Ustad Bilat Khan Sahab and Ustad Ali Akbar Khan Sahab and Bach and Beethoven and all the classical greats
Right.
of the last
Yesteryears, yeah.
last few centuries. I was growing up with Madan Mohan, Salil Chaudhary, Lata ji,
Right.
with our Rabindra Sangeet, with Carnatic music, with so many things. So truly world music.
Right.
So when I started to collaborate and we landed up doing concerts, so I introduced him a song which I thought everyone knows except him. He didn't know the song, and then he, in the early days, he would not accept those songs with a high esteem. He would say, "Oh, these are not."
Not
Yeah,
mine.
okay. These are usually played in the tea stalls and the pawn shops.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, when we were performing in Austin, and there was this beautiful roadway where we had jazz bars on the
ways.
either side,
Either side.
and jazz music was popping up from here and there. And
Right.
that is the point when I told him that you have come here and you are appreciating the jazz coming from here and there, and you have never even realized that in India, every shop plays music all the time.
True. True.
So we
yeah.
already have this.
Right. Right.
We don't need to go there to appreciate that. Of course, we will appreciate it.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
But there's no point of looking this down.
Ah.
So that is how the coming of two cultures also happened.
Oh, interesting. Because I was going to hold your thoughts then, and I was going to ask him that how did you then kind of develop? What changed?
It was the magic of these classical ragas, say a Khamaj, when you look at it from my then point of view, was probably a Bandish Koel ya Kook Sunawe. But when I tried to decode it from his perspective,
Right.
it was a song like Kuch To Log Kahenge. And when I was playing that with him, I found this is the khamaj that I've learned.
Right.
And this is an interpretation of a khamaj that some like magnificent poets, magnificent music composers have done. And we exchanged the things together. I was listening to Begum Akhtar. In her style, I was listening to a Shudre Bhairavi se Ay Mohabbat.
Right.
And then he was singing something from a popular genre which had a similar kind of escape, and we blended it together. And like that magic, that new interest, that new kind of a sound happened.
Right.
There was a long period when people told us that you were not doing your originals, you were stuck to period music. But what we were doing was blending things and creating a new sound which was so, magical, because it had no roots, no background, but it was something created at that point of time in one space.
I'll hold you there, and I'll say that, this was also like quite rebellious. So as he mentioned, Kuch To Log Kahenge. It's an R.D. Burman Kishore Kumar classic.
Ji, haan.
Anand Bakshi Saab. We suddenly found the Raag Khamaj in it. And then we were trying to see if, a typical Thumri Ang fits into it. And we found that, wow, this is also sounding
Good.
okay, good. And that was the fun element. We were basically, taking that composition out of its context and making it like, actually dealing it like a classic.
Right.
So at that point of time, we found a lot of people resisting to it, not our audience, because we performed all over the country and everybody liked it because this was very new.
Right. Right.
When we put a little sargam and said that, see, this is Khamaj, and how Kishore Kumar sings a Thumri. So people even they enjoyed today because this is something very unique to them.
Right.
But there were musicians, there were these, I would say Puritans who said कि नहीं ये improvisation है, ये तो बर्दाश्त नहीं है. आपको क्या लगता है किशोर कुमार को ये नहीं आता था, आपको आता है?
Okay.
So we said that
ये
हमारी
कहानी है.
जी,
yes.
and our art cannot be restricted, limited to anything.
Right. Right.
We are just celebrating and interpreting R.D. Burman.
Right.
And his thought when he is composing Rehna Biti Jaye Sham Na Aaye, for the first few days we are still surprised at how Raag Tori and Khamaj, the two absolutely diverse ragas,
Right.
which in a nightmare cannot come together.
Right,
He
true.
has fused it
Yes.
in the very first sthai.
Right.
So we wanted to share that. And I'll tell you,
How?
now we see those Puritans have all come to what we were saying, and they are improvising.
Right. And they probably learned that's the
Call of the time.
call of the time.
Yes.
That's the way to go about it. That's to make it relative for today's audience, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Surendro, I have one more question for you. So since you were like more into the Western side of the music, and that was the relativity, but then you were also under the guidance of Vilayat Khan Sahab and all of them. So there was a lot of Indian classical music in your life. But इतना convincing सौम्यजीत जी को क्यों करना पड़ा था आपको?
नहीं, बात ऐसा है कि we have many kind of partitions in Indian music also. Folk is treated in a way, like the traditional classical music is treated in a way,
Right.
semi-classical music is treated in a way,
Right.
like modern music is treated in a way, so is Ravindra Sangeet or Natya Sangeet or Punjabi Bhangra. So we have a Indian, like in any
It's
Indian
vast.
context, it's a lot of, segmentations.
Right.
And each of the segmentations collide like the languages does, like the dialects do, like the cuisine do. Everything is different from each other.
Right.
So, I took some time to absorb. But both of us were collectors. Like we collected from everywhere.
Okay.
And we had converted that to what we together believed to be something new.
Okay.
So we collected from everywhere.
Okay.
And I would say it was basically we were all trapped with the class system of even music. सो ध्रुपद है तो वाह, क्या
ये
बात,
बहुत बड़ी बात है।
ख्याल है तो ठीक है, ठुमरी फिर भी ठीक है, चलो। अब फिल्म के गाने हैं, नो वो तो हमारे घर में चलता ही नहीं है.
Oh, okay.
So we were all, in some or the other way, even today, people consider classical music to be, over
The prima
anything
donna.
else. But given a popular artist coming for a concert and the kind of crowd come there,
Right.
then we wonder that ऐसी तो बात है नहीं.
Right.
Music is music,
Right.
as long as it is, its
Conveyed.
expression and
Yeah.
its
And
communication.
catered with
Right.
dignity.
Yes.
तो वो क्लास भी कहीं अंदर अंदर वो हम लोग तोड़ते गए अपने ही दिल में.
Yeah.
There is no class.
Right.
If Beethoven is there, then Salil Chaudhary is also there.
Also there.
Even it
yes.
happened practically. There was a point when we were only fond of realistic art in case of canvases.
Correct.
And when we started to travel to the West and see modern galleries, we could, start appreciating modern art. We were experiencing Picasso. We were experiencing the color shades of Van Gogh.
Right.
We were experiencing modern
Monet,
Monet or
I think
theories.
Van Gogh stands as
An example.
a turning point for us to take our beliefs from realistic art
Yeah.
to
To
art.
illusion.
So even like in case of our taste of food, just for the audience to
Correct.
understand in a better way,
Right.
we were not exposed to Italian cuisine when we were growing up because Calcutta didn't have that kind of exposure.
Right.
Because Calcutta didn't have that kind of exposure. And gradually when we started to have Italian food, then we could create a taste bud which was appreciating that. And we also explained to our friends that this is different that way. Then came Japanese food, then came Middle Eastern food.
Right.
So we could compartmentalize our taste bud.
Right,
And
right.
we collected that.
True.
So what I believe is that both of us are collectors. We collect things and we recreate.
Okay. Nice.
And dreamers.
Yes, absolutely. And you're very determined that okay, this is going to be the story, and this is how we would like to express ourselves. And and that of course today you guys have made the history. You have brought the Indian classical music and the blend of other forms in such a beautiful manner. So tell me something. This Tagore and Me. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then also. I'll have more questions. Let's start with Tagore and Me.
Tagore and We.
We, yes.
Tagore and We also was, I think we were born with a mind that said no to limitations, that said no to what was given to you as a frame. We always wanted to expand, and nowadays I believe that you can't reach there. Either you are born with that eye,
Right.
or you can't just reach there. So we were touring Germany with a dear friend and an amazing musician, singer-songwriter, Stefan Stoppock. And so we used to do our section, he used to do his section, and then there was a time when we used to
came
collaborate.
together.
And we did some 12, 13 concerts all over Germany. And in these concerts, during the rehearsals, he used to play his guitar, his Bavarian style guitar, amazingly. And as bongs, you have your Rabindra Soumyajit.
Right.
And so we just tried singing a Tagore song. And just imagine how Rabindranath impressed this German man who didn't even know who he was
True.
through his song.
Right.
And he said, wow, this is amazing composition. What is it? What does it mean? And when we started explaining him the meaning, the little that we could do, he was so impressed. And then we decided that, hey, let's just work on an album because this is sounding well. And so Rabindra Soumyajit with Stefan and us was already being liked in Germany.
Okay.
And then we thought we'll do an album here. And we invited a stalwart of Rabindra Soumyajit, Sravoni Sen, to join the band. So it was Sravoni Sen, me, him, and Stoppock.
Okay.
And then a few style of recordings that we
Adapted
adapted
from the
from,
West.
yeah.
Because
So-
we formed a music space where there were instruments and no one knew what was happening. So we had put the recording on. So Soumyojit was leading with the song, and then Stopok came up with his western chords, and I was blending with the melodies, which was bridging both of them.
Okay.
And Sravani D, as an exponent, an authentic exponent of Tagore's song, was also coming up with the songs with its depth and everything. And it was a new kind of recording that we did, where everything was unknown to each other,
And
strangers.
no click tracks, no. So as he said, it was truly we were just discovering the path. We didn't know what we are trying to do, but we just picked up a song. He just tried his chords, and we just went with the flow. And once we recorded that, then we added a little color. We asked a Shehnai player to add here, and we asked a Sri Khol, which is a typical Kirtan instrument,
Right.
to play, behind Stopok's German interpretation of a song.
Oh, wow.
And so new crazy ideas came up. I need to thank Sravani Sen because she was, quite a big deal in Rabindra Sangeet. She still is. And so she agreed to do
on
this
Experimentation.
experiment with Rabindra Sangeet, which is like
Going beyond the orthodox way.
Yes, because I mean, don't
Possessive
mistake
about
me for saying this, because I know the Bengalis are so
Possessive about it.
possessive and emotional
Obsessed,
and obsessed about it.
which
It's
we take immense pride on.
right.
So we went on with this music to a complete new generation of listeners who
Right.
were not listening to Tagore songs. So we were playing this in big German festivals. We were playing these tracks to like children who were not Bengalis but from other cities in India,
Right.
who could relate to that soundscape. Because they heard a guitar, they heard a modern interpretation, probably a drum with it. So they were appreciating it not as Rabindra Sangeet but as a new music,
Right.
which had a composition of Tagore.
And also I would say Asha Audio, the music label, who
The produced.
who produced
Agreed
the
to.
album and released it, and it was the best seller of the year.
Oh wow.
So we were all frightened that, oh my God, now people are going to,
Right.
But it was the best seller, and still today, wherever we go, we get to hear of Tagore and We. So Tagore and We 1 happened, and then because it was the best seller, so now the producers, started
इसके तो
pushing.
series बना दो.
So now we part 2. So at that point of time, we were just starting our friendship with Sunidhi Chauhan.
Okay.
We thought, why not ask her to sing Rabindra
Sing.
Sangeet? So that's how part 2 happened, and then part 3 with Rekha Bharadwaj. The same format.
Right.
Sravani Sen remained common. So in part 2 and part 3, she had one song.
Okay.
And after part 3, unfortunately, the producer, Muhuadi, who was a dear friend, we lost her.
Oh, okay.
And then we decided that let's put an end to this series. So
Okay.
that would be like, let's dedicate these 3 series to her, because it was,
Oh, nice. Okay.
that is how it happened. And we see Instagram reels even today on the songs.
On the songs, yeah, and it's So again, making things relative is so, and just kind of keep on improvising. And
I think you cannot make things relative. You can only do things the way you want to.
so
and-
it is more about convincing self,
Yes.
and then just
particularly.
let it go. And if it's meant to kind of hit the
Absolutely.
right minds, it does, and and then of course it's
Absolutely. And that's the honest thing that can happen.
right.
And anything else apart from this, I think, is a compromise to a certain extent. And artists, they have conditioned themselves so much that, okay, this is the notation, this is the pure form of Rabindra Sangeet, and they have forgotten what the song says.
The emotion.
The emotion.
Okay, and the lyrics, like
So this is the way
Shabdas.
it is sung. It's just like, and now when you listen to Rabindra Sangeet, you see that how our album has influenced. And there are so many beautiful experiments that are happening all across.
right.
In arrangement, in scansion of the Rabindra Sangeet, and how they are using the song.
Right.
Probably there are songs they're starting from the Antara.
Right.
Probably the artist felt that that is the point I should start from.
Right.
Why should I be only obligated because it is written in the book? You have to start from the very beginning. And I'll tell you what example I quote always to people who ask me, why do you do this?
Right.
I say, just take Rabindranath himself. So he traveled the world extensively.
Right.
And anywhere he has been, he has taken a piece of song or poetry from that particular area. Could be from Ireland, could be from France, from South India, wherever.
Right.
And then he brought that with him.
Right.
And in Jodashako or in Shantiniketan, he created a new song
Right.
with it.
Right.
So there are instances where, he took a Lalan Fakir song, he discarded the lyric, took the tune, made his own lyric on it.
Lyrical on it. Okay.
He took a kirtan, or say, for instance, he took a Govinda Das pad and he composed it himself.
Or a poem from Christina Rossetti.
Rossetti, and just translated it and made it into a beautiful Bengali song.
Right.
So he was not, he
Bothered.
himself
It
was
was
not
not
bothered
boxed.
of what is going to happen. Just imagine if someone does this with his composition now.
Right.
That I take his tune, discard the lyric and put my own lyric.
Right.
Oh God.
Oh, I know.
But
exactly.
Tagore himself is taught how one must approach towards a creation.
That's such an important point you just said, right? Because, like, again, we're talking about being relative, right? And how we express our music. And whatever you just explained, ki how Rabindranath Tagore himself, took the lyrics off, and then, he wrote his own, words, he added his own words and things. So, but tell me one thing, like, we are, okay, experiment and, recreating is a very, very important part of giving the message of music to the masses, right? But then we are always compromising or balancing the time and coming out of the old era and introducing. So do you think, are we diluting the originality in some way? Because
I'll tell you. So every time that comes with its own fragrance.
right.
And the mistake that I think we do in accepting that new time is by comparing it with the one that we have lived. So now the dress that you have wore
Right.
is not what 20 years ago a woman would wear.
Right.
A woman with a lot of jewelry, even the dress would have a lot of intricate ornaments.
Right.
The zaris and everything.
Right.
The furnitures would be so well crafted, just like this.
Right.
We still have a few.
Right.
Even the carpets like this.
Right.
But now when you look at them, you see worldwide people have come down to straight lines and simplicity. It's basically the fabric, it's basically the texture, and not the intricate ornaments on it. But now if I suddenly start comparing this with वो उस जमाने में बनारसी के या कांजीवरम के जो thread works थे वो, but that had its own time.
Right.
Now it's a different time.
Right.
And we respect that.
Right.
We also respect this.
Right.
And if I
So
say
not
that we are
overcomplicating.
diluting it, I think that's a wrong way of looking at this time. We must accept this time.
In this context, you look at a Bob Dylan classic, say, Blowing in the Wind. So you have symphonic versions, you have rock versions, you have, fusion versions of it, you have young crooners singing it, you have a cappella versions. So it's a classic with its many colors being
Right.
celebrated over decades. So that's how music is celebrated. Like you have a raga, like in case of an Indian traditional raga, Bhairavi composed in the 16th century will have a khyal or a
Right.
drupad. Later will have a tumri.
Right.
Like later will have a ghazal, then a geet, now a film song, but all are Bhairavis. Bhairavi is not coming to complain, or it is not putting you in a Supreme Court against a judge. So who are we to complain? If the art form is not complaining, nature complained and there was this turmoil of lockdown.
Right.
Nature came and complained because we were running fast.
Enough.
The rag is not complaining, so it's happy. Let's live it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a free world, and I think in this democratic world, everybody should be entitled to do whatever comes to them.
True.
Because everything that is coming, that is new, is God. Because I believe that thought is God. It comes to you. You can never reach to a thought. Because apples fell from the tree for so many hundreds of years.
Right.
It was this one man, Isaac Newton.
Right.
So, and everybody
Totally.
from Tagore, as I'm saying that he did this, he did that, he was extremely criticized in his times.
Right.
Extremely humiliated
Right.
by the Puritans.
Right.
Because Jai Jayanti, he just suddenly puts a Tivra Madhyam. The classical world was very upset. Now he has become the classic.
Right.
But so I think, you know, again, Anand Bakshi, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
Yes, that's true. So, and yeah, the way forward is to just kind of keep recreating, but keep the message as simple as possible. Don't overcomplicate, but yeah, just make sure that So then, besides Tagore and We, you also produce a lot of independent music, recreated songs of 70s, 80s. I also came across the Manna Dey ka, like top 10. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then we'll. Yeah.
So they were all our lifetime favorites because we were listening to all kinds of music together. We were friends from college.
Right.
And the afternoons, the evenings, and post-college days when we were touring with our concerts, the weekdays, we were only listening to music
Right.
and appreciating that. And we came up with wild ideas to experiment with them. Like, say, when we listened to a song which is so well known to everyone, we were not looking it as that song. We were decoding it in the form of a raga, or decoding its lyric, finding match of its lyric with another song's lyric, or finding synonyms of the melody with the folk music.
Right.
We were trying to understand from where this might have derived. Like, we were just trying to interpret, since our bank was full. We tried to create a huge vocabulary of music inside us. And that vocabulary helped us to look at, or kind of interpret that original into many different ways.
Okay.
And we started to record them. And then a period of time came when the shooting was important. Music was turning visual.
Right.
So we tried to, impose them on a video mode.
Okay.
And that's how it all started.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So when you present these songs on your live concerts, what is the audience reactions? Because it's completely reinvented, right? So how does the audience
I think
react?
for Surendro and me, what has been a huge strength for us is this honest relationship of us on stage with the audience. This is something that is with no compromise. And I think that's the relationship that has brought us so far. And with God's grace, as I always say, that we haven't got opportunities to explore in film music as of yet. But all the collaborations that we have done with all the musicians, I think the relationship musically with all of them, and the live concerts, we have done nearly more than, I think, 1,500 live concerts we've crossed, all over the world. The audience, that is where we have basically expressed ourselves, and the audience looks forward to what we do. And we also realize that there are musicians, there are generations who try to follow our path. And we always feel that just don't imitate. Think your own. Do something different.
Right, right.
But, just have your own content and have your own words to say. That's very important.
Apart from creating a soundscape, what I have realized over these years, that we have been able to also create a new kind of an audience who are used to listening to certain kind of music. And we have tried to create a belief of music, a belief like a thought, which is ours and which is shared by them.
Right.
And so it has been a journey together.
Right.
Something we do, we know a set of people will like it and appreciate it, and also like reshare it to other people and present it in their own ways. Even like a new generation of musicians, like Soumyojit was saying, is coming up, who are also trying to do things the way we had done. And that also inspires us and gives us newer ideas to do something even more different.
Right, right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is the progression of music. That's how we are, developing.
Oh, nice. So it's also, it comes the other way around. Like how we
Obviously,
can,
obviously.
and as a composer yourself, I know this is how we want to end this whole conversation. The purpose is that how do we kind of absorb things from outside also, right? Because we know our ideas. You and Surendro is coming together in a in a very set manner. कभी कभार तो obviously composition के time में there as a partner you would have a lot of difference of opinion.
All the time.
Okay, let's talk about that then. थोड़ा बहुत.
So, yeah, I mean, all the smiles that you see in front of the camera, I wish I could have taken you behind the camera. And as I was taking a little more time to get ready, so we just completed a concert celebrating our 20 years of working together. And while doing the promo for that, we actually wanted to celebrate the differences. And there are so many differences that it was quite endless. So, because we travel so much, he is the one who would go 3 hours before his flight time, sit in the lounge with his coffee and his newspaper, and he will be there with his book. And I'm the star who would just get into the flight aircraft. The aircraft would be shouting, "Where are you? Where are you?" And I would just say, "I'm just coming." So that is the difference.
So this diversity has really helped us to be together, because we are completely diverse in like palette of color, palette of taste, food. Everything is different, and we celebrate this difference through friendship, because we both have learned to compromise and walk together.
I have learned the art. I think he has learned the art to yell at me all the time. And I have learned the art to now ignore that. So,
That's so beautifully said. Yes. What is it? The art of knowing is know what to ignore.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, because he was yelling at me that Sonali ji is here with her team and you are still not ready. I know, I just didn't want to lose the peace of the morning.
Okay.
So I did my yoga and my riyas, and
Nice.
I knew that, yeah,
Yes.
I shouldn't be.
No, that's
But there lies our compatibility. Like, I was here trying to put up things together so that when he comes we are ready.
Right.
We were trying, like, we were discussing how
He
to
was-
form this whole
yeah.
thing. So that is how, even there is similar instances where he takes the charge, where he's like negotiating, and then I arrive, and then we set things together and get the ball rolling. The important part is to roll the ball.
And I would say that we have our works very well segregated. That the duties that I have of running this entire business of entertainment and show and whatever, I ask him, I consult with him, but then I am the one who takes the call.
Okay.
And the business that he runs, he doesn't even ask me.
That's the best way to deal with. I'm
Yes,
telling you,
unfortunately.
it's a
But
blessing in disguise.
Yes,
Seriously.
but having said that, I would also say that while composing, till date, for all the differences, he has always given me space. I would not say I have fought over him,
Okay.
but he has given me space, and he has said that even not with a happy mind, he has said, "Okay, let's do it with that route only, and not."
So
So,
that saves time.
and now Surendro has this dream that he will like to do one album.
Where
His
you'll
way.
only sing.
Where he's a
Well,
guest.
exactly, that is what he said. You would only sing and do nothing.
Okay.
I said,
yeah.
I hope that.
Day comes.
Nah, I said that I hope that is that comes to at least of a basic standard.
So
Oh my God.
what we
Imagine how you both, I mean, this is what I'm getting at. You both challenge yourself in a very, very, what do you say, healthy manner.
All the time.
Because one, that you guys know your minuses and you also know your strengths, right? And then you're like, you just,
we have learned to use the limitations and the advantages.
awesome.
And basically,
That's a very big learning.
what I've found is, we have not only tried to create a soundscape, but a way to produce music, which we have learned from working with great European musicians, and we have picked up ways that the West produces music. Like they have a very different kind of a setup, and they not only produce music for the sake of music, but the ambience of music,
Right.
the environment
For
of
the love of
music,
it, I
for the
think.
love of it, and the production style is completely different from that we do in India. So we have tried to bring that style, and even with our students in this new Academy of Music where we have formed,
Right.
we are trying to expand that and share that way of producing. Because the production style of music is the future of Indian music today.
Right.
That is how it will bring a new sound, a new wave, keeping its traditions alive.
At the end of the day, मुझे ये लगता है कि why does people, they say I have learned music for the last 12 years. तो एक गाना गाइए and then they sing किशोर कुमार. तो क्या सीखा है गुरु के पास? वो डायरी में है, वो राग भैरव है, खमाज है, वो है.
Some
So
bandish.
this has always been the case. So that is a point where we have always made sure that, you learn the grammar. We'll do it together.
Right.
At the same time, you also learn how to create. So there are classes when I just give small little children, just say a line, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. That's it. And I just say that you have learned Bhupali last week. So now you make your own tune for this one line.
Right.
And children who are 7 years old, 8 years old, they come up with such different and beautiful ideas. A few mess up, but then I can see that they are, they are kind of pushing themselves to a
And
Right.
new
creating
thing.
something new, which
Right.
is very,
It's like,
very important.
sketching with the crayons.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I also make them leaders. So agle hafte we would do this performance. So you five, you prepare this and you become the leader. So you design the entire thing.
Right.
They come up with such great things. And I know that they are the leaders for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that is how music is affecting them. Their parents tell me that, Guruji, nowadays, we can't just make them sit for 2 minutes without their mobile phone. But here they do only sa riyaz for 1 hour.
Wow.
They just sit with the tanpura and everybody do.
Yeah,
Nobody's
to bring
complaining.
that amount of focus in today's generation.
Because
is
it's
very
fun.
hard. Yeah, unless it's fun.
Like you were saying that it's important to make work a part of your passion,
Right.
which makes it more interesting.
Right.
So is learning.
Right.
And once you've fall in love with what you do,
Right.
then you do it for 24 hours.
And it's just one life. You cannot compromise on being happy.
True.
Cannot.
Yeah.
वो
yeah.
अब मैं इतना कष्ट कर रहा हूँ कि क्योंकि
कल
मुझे
का-
25 साल बाद हैप्पीनेस मिलेगा. These are all outdated thoughts. You
So
have
true.
to be happy every moment.
That's so true. Yeah, just live in the moment, and but it's so nice that our generation is finally bringing that in a very broader perspective, and people are understanding वो मतलब logical sense right there.
Absolutely.
है ना? Because we all grew up with just listening to our parents and नहीं सुना तो छड़ी लगती थी, like kind of that's the kind of
As Indian musicians, we get this opportunity to travel globally today, and we find Indian art, Indian yoga, Indian food, Indian thoughts have made such a great international penetration.
right,
Everywhere today, even Indian weddings are celebrated in such a great way.
right,
So, it's a time of the East to rise and shine.
right.
And we really see a great new generation who are coming up with gigantic ideas,
True.
which will take Indian music forward.
The sun
Right.
rises in the east.
Well, you can't boast of it.
Yes.
It also
No,
needs
but-
to set in a beautiful meadowland.
I would say the entire world is mine. That is what we believe. that I am not limited to this locality or this state or this country only.
Yeah, Vasudeva Sarva Kutumbakam, right?
Absolutely.
Principle
We
that
are part of the
whole
entire world, and
is my home.
we have to have a mind that is accepting.
Right.
Again, something that Tagore has taught.
Right. Exception. Yeah.
দিবে আর
Acceptance
নিবে
is the-
মিলাবে মিলিবে যাবে না ফিরে এই ভারতের মহামানবের সাগর তীরে.
Okay. Can you please explain it
it
for
is
me?
just, this
Exchange
receiving and this giving. This exercise is going to roll again and again
Forever.
in the beautiful shores of
Time.
time.
Oh, beautiful. That's so beautiful. So now let's talk about the framing of a composition. Okay. And now you both have already made, sketch the ban gaya hai, frame ban gaya hai. But then when you're working with the instrumentalist, since looks like you guys are the people who like to explore the music and like to bring in the ideas while creating itself. So how much does because again in India, I don't want to kind of say it in that manner, but I just feel that musicians feel they have limitations like the instrumentalists, right? कि आपने ये notes दे दिए वो उसमें लिखे हुए हैं and that's how they go, ये बजाया काम खत्म and walked out of the door, right? So how do you?
We've never done that with any of the musicians. So we first compose. और जब compositions आती है, I sit with my harmonium and he with his piano. And वो भी मैं हारमोनियम लेके इसलिए बैठता हूँ because otherwise he goes to a different chord और मेरा thought जो है वो वहीं पे खत्म होता है. And I can't.
Sure.
So as I was explaining our production style that we have developed, we have given this liberty of inviting different ideas when we do songs. Say we do songs, we invite a percussion player to interpret his way, and then we come up with thekas, especially he comes up with the like structural thekas that this is how I am imagining, what is your thought. So we have started to produce music in a very different way, which is our way. Like which has open windows for the participating artists, and especially he is very, what should I say, revolutionary in the way that he always wants something new. And my tastes are very different from him.
Okay.
He's there to explore everything new possible. And but when he composes, I always find that he has this way of he has a reference point. Like he takes a reference and he wants something like that. That's what I've observed. But I come up with a very wild idea that it's very open. Whatever comes to me, I will try to lock it there. And that's where we come together to create something.
Right.
And
तो वो जैसे ही बन गया basic structure. So then we have two different sections. One is we exactly want this as a hook line or as a signature line. And when we invite musicians and instrumentalists and artists also, there is a section when we say कि आप इसे सुनिए 2-3-4 बार, and then what do you feel? And then it's a random take that they take. और उसमें से अगर हमें लगा कि नहीं this is very good, we take it. Otherwise we फिर जाके अच्छा इसको अगर ऐसे करें तो कैसे होगा वैसे. But we never believe in putting music in paper and pen because that is the point where the magic of music gets lost. और Indian music जो है सिवाय रविंद्रनाथ के, which also I have my differences, कभी भी notations नहीं हुए because वो notation हो ही नहीं सकते. It is, our music is non-lexical.
Right.
People say that then how Western people have done their notations because हमारे जो मीड है, जो ग्लाइडिंग नोट्स है, जो मुड़कियां हैं, जो खटके हैं, those are absolutely things which cannot be written down.
And cannot be repeated also.
cannot be repeated also. At the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're more about constant kind of mind frame that we work
Absolutely.
with, right?
So वो आप यही बजाइए, that usually never happens in
Never
our
happens.
sessions.
So when we do our music sessions with students in universities in the West who are learning music, then when we come up, they show us a jazz structure or maybe a combination of notes, and then we start to interpret with our ragas, that this is a formation of a raga which says of a dawn or a dusk or an afternoon, or say a season in some cases.
Right.
And we try to explain them that this is a perception. A raga is a perception of something
Right.
which has a grammar, but you craft it your way. And that magic has really allured students across the world today,
And I
even
think-
musicians.
And I think we get something new.
All
क्योंकि
the
वही
time.
और
बता
कभी
दिया
रागास फिर उन लोग के भी माइंड में कोई डिफरेंट राग आते हैं विच यू काइंड ऑफ यू आर एबल टू ब्लेंड इन टू द कॉम्पोजिशन कभी
राग
इतना
तो-
डिफरेंसेस
राग इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग ऑल टुगेदर उसको सीखना पड़ता है
राइट
you have to be in that mood. People who don't know it, it is not a scale. So
Right.
rag is just like a human being. उसके साथ रहना पड़ता है कि अच्छा
Right.
वो इस सिचुएशन में कैसे बिहेव करेगी या करेंगे या उसके तीव्र मध्यम को अच्छा देखिए अब आप हैं you behaving with me
Right.
is not the way probably you behave with your family
No,
or with your
not at all.
friends.
Right.
So ऐसे ही हर एक स्वर जो है
राइट
वो
उसके
हर एक
applications.
राग में अलग बिहेव करते हैं.
राइट
So that is something that you learn.
Right.
But the point that I was saying कि instrumentalists को हमने कभी we haven't used them just like a sound. We wanted to use their art. कि अच्छा शहनाई है तो शहनाई का साउंड मुझे चाहिए. आप रे मा पा बजाइए. कभी नहीं हुआ है. आप बजाइए.
उसका असर हमें रिकॉर्ड करना है.
उसका जो thought है तो वो कला मिलता है.
Yeah.
वो साउंड नहीं चाहिए मुझे. उसका कला चाहिए.
You know, I'm so fortunate that we had spent hours with people like Jagjit Singh ji, recording with them, like speaking about music with them. ये छोटा छोटा चीज जो ये लोग कह जाते हैं, they are like encyclopedic like liners which reflect to your creativity at some point of time when you recall that अरे ये तो उन्होंने कहा था वो सेशन में. So we are very fortunate as musicians that since a very childhood we have been able to spend musical hours with them, with instruments together.
And we are so happy that we could live this life, Sonali. I mean that music has never been our bread and butter, so we have to work. That kind of setting was never there. कि अच्छा चलो आज स्टूडियो है कल स्टूडियो कि क्या गाना है कुछ भी है चलो दीजिएगा.
Yeah, we've never had it in mind that we have to be famous. We never wanted that. We just wanted to do music for ourselves.
And to explore और अभी भी I'll tell you, yesterday we were getting late for a sound check and suddenly I thought that both तीव्र मध्यम and शुद्ध मध्यम को लेके 3 राग बनते हैं जो almost a similar phrase is used, but how can I make it sound different? I mean, sound like those 3 ragas. So, उस जल्दबाजी में I just told him that, अच्छा सुनो एक बार, and then I sang Bihar, and then I sang Kedar, and then I sang Shuddh Sarang. Just the same phrase with little emphasis here and there to make it sound different. And he, उतनी जल्दबाजी में भी, he just paused and he said, हाँ, अच्छा, हाँ, ये तो ये, अच्छा ठीक है, चलो, अब चलो. So he would never say कि ये अब कोई वक्त है ये करने का. We are getting late. So वो नहीं जाता.
Because that is the fuel which has driven us. Because that enjoyment of friendship and music has really kept us alive.
So that personality of Surendro must be a
नहीं मैं भी करता हूँ ऐसे. मैं इनका ज्यादा तारीफ कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं but अच्छा लग रहा है because you know like coming together the you just celebrated the 20 years of togetherness but अगर वो calmness at a time of need like yesterday's incident right अगर वो नहीं होता then you probably wouldn't have come this far even though you both felt on day one of your college that अगर सुरेंद्रो नहीं मिलता तो मैं क्या करता राइट सो
Absolutely.
है ना तो
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
yes of course yeah that
कभी
goes
कभी मैं
without
ऐसे
saying
चिढ़ाने के लिए कह देता हूँ कि मुझे I feel so jealous about you and then he would say why and then I say that because you have me in your life
so
and he would
sweet.
say what a megalomaniac I am living with.
Yeah, that's nice. So let's talk about World Music Day. It's Actually, that's such a famous platform
And it has
created,
become
right? So let's.
Truly, it grew in front of our eyes, and today we see that it is appreciated even by people who are participating in it probably for the other many years,
Right.
and they are also proud of it. And the audience who come for World Music Day today are kind of permanent members of it. They claim it to be their concert,
Right.
and we start receiving messages and mails from December
Oh.
that what's happening in June.
Okay.
And now people travel for this concert. Last year we had 34% audience traveling from different parts of the country and also internationally.
Oh wow.
So they planned their vacation accordingly. So then we realized, acha, because you see, it again just started as two dreamers. We wanted to do something together.
Okay.
So initially our journey started in Germany.
Okay.
So from during our college, we got this opportunity to tour Germany musically with concerts and so many other things, and we got to
Participate
see,
or-
and we also got to see the German musicians, the international musicians, how they behave on stage and off stage. What is the setting? And we were extremely impressed with the honesty of everything that's happening.
Okay.
So कुछ रख ढक के नहीं है, सब कुछ it's absolutely open to all. The audience also knows what is happening.
Right.
And what excited us the most was the backstage. Backstage management. For the first time, he was asked that what piano will you require in the green room? That is something. यहाँ पे तो लोग स्टेज पर भी पियानो नहीं कीबोर्ड ले लो, ये सिलसिला है.
Right.
वहाँ पे तो they are asking what piano will you be comfortable in the green room.
Oh wow.
And in the green room, we saw fridge, we saw food, we saw sofa to lie down.
Right.
We saw perfect setup to relax, to chill, to be cool, to be yourself, and you just don't have to think. So, to create a similar setup in Kolkata,
Okay.
especially the backstage management,
True.
we thought let's do a concert where we could curate something from the stage setup to, we'll have something to present to the audience.
Okay.
It is not that just inviting a popular artist कि आइए आप अपना गाना गाइए, मुझे कुछ टिकट के पैसे मिल गए, we have made a little profit, that's it. It was never that. It was something that we had to say, something that we wanted to create. And it started 15 years back. Now 16 years because this year.
Right.
And with God's blessings and good wishes of so many people, we actually did it in a row with not a single year missing.
Okay.
So, and every year we dreamt of inviting somebody who we admired, and never ever we found anybody saying no to this, no to work with us.
Not only legendary personalities, but also ideas. World Music Day is our portrayal of the newer thoughts that we have, things that
course.
we see globally. Say, even when we appreciate street music in some other city or globally, we try to bring in a flavor of that, maybe in an interlude of a song. Maybe when we celebrate a centenary of a great composer, we try to bring his composition,
Okay.
like bring that song to a important musician to interpret.
Right.
But the idea is never to bring in a very popular artist, but to bring in an appropriate artist who will, sketch a new idea of the song.
Okay.
The way we dream. So that's very important, and so that has been the strength actually.
Okay.
So
So what are you guys? You're storytellers?
That's so nicely put.
It's important because,
That's so nicely put. Because when, and we take a lot of advantages of all these great people loving us. So we take advantage of that. Like I remember Ustad Rashid Khan Sahab, he used to love us. And we requested him कि खान साहब अच्छा आप सच में बताइए कि जिंदगी भर में कभी कोई ऐसा गाना है फिल्म का या कोई भी कंपोज्ड म्यूजिक जिसने आपको सच में छुआ है अपार्ट फ्रॉम द टिपिकल क्लासिकल म्यूजिक दैट यू हैव बीन सिंगिंग. वी सेड अरे कितने सारे गाने हैं. एंड ही वाज जस्ट सिंगिंग मेरे नैना सावन भादु टू अस, एंड वी पिक्ड दैट एंड वी कन्विंस्ड हिम कि इसको तो आप गाइए.
Okay.
And he agreed to it, and he sang that for us. Similarly, we asked, अमजद अली खान साहब की अभी ना जाओ छोड़ करके दिल अभी भरा नहीं, ये रफ़ी साहब की सेंटिनरी है. तो खान साहब 2 मिनट सोचे और फिर कहने लगे कि बहुत ही बढ़िया गाना है, लेकिन मेरी जो एक, मैंने कहा अब आप बताइए कि डू यू रियली फील कि आप जहां पे हैं उस जगह पर कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा अगर आप ये गाए? He said, no, I don't think. And then he sang with us.
Nice.
और अब वो हमें डांटते हैं कि अरे क्या तुमने कर दिया, जहां भी मैं जाऊं लोग कहते हैं कि वो गाना 2 लाइन गा दीजिए.
True. And bringing so many artists together, right? Singing in a
It has
very...
been like coming together.
The
Yes,
fun is we have also received so much of love from others.
Right.
We have just collected so much good vibes and positivity from the fellow musicians or the seniors that we had.
Right.
And we always had friends who were our grandfather's age, be it a Guldar Saab or a Amjad Ali Khan Saab,
Right.
because we lived in a world which was very vintage.
Right.
The ragas, the old stories,
Right.
the period of Guru Dutt creating new cinema in India,
Right.
new theaters coming. These are very alluring things that we get to see in front of our eyes.
Right.
We can really imagine a situation when Kashmir Ki Kali is being shot, Sharmila Ji Way or Asha Ji in the sets trying to see how the shooting is being done. We listen and
We have a
collect
lot
this.
of liking for that. And we keep on asking these great people कि वो बताइए ना वो किस्सा वहाँ पे क्या हुआ.
So all those things have built a dreamland in our mind, and world music is just a interpretation, a physical interpretation of that dreamination that we have inside us. And coming from the sets to the costumes of the people, the way a artist known for something is singing something completely different, but in our perception is what World Music Day Festival is.
Interesting, very interesting. इसमें like referring to your point earlier, कि how you have been exploring and how much freedom and bringing the transition and all of this, and then of course the reference point, are you guys a storyteller? It just brings me, so in Sonali's Music Room we have a segment called, it's all called Original Series, where we are talking about one specific instrument. तो अभी बात करते करते ये ऐसा लग रहा है कि स्टोरी थ्रू एन एक तारा है ना. तो बट आपके पास एक ग्रेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आप इस सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट को ब्लेंड करके एक यूनिक सा एक मास्टरपीस बनाते हो, एंड देन द वे इट्स रिसीव्ड. What an incredible opportunity in this lifetime itself.
That's what, and I can't thank God enough कि इतना कुछ एक जन्म में इतना सुख, इतना happiness देखने को मिल रहा है.
Right.
And also, I mean, in this academy where we are sitting, we have at the moment 750 students learning here. इतना कुछ, I don't even believe this is happening to us.
It's all a dream.
कितने जगहों से we get invitations to come and perform.
Right.
अब लोग हमें इतना प्यार करते हैं, यही मतलब विश्वास नहीं होता है.
True.
Yesterday, as I was saying, we were performing at the Dakshineshwari Kali temple.
Right.
For Ma Bhavtarini.
Right.
And it was like every moment I was looking up at the sky and मुझे लग रहा था कि ये सच है. यहाँ पे लोग लाइन लगा के आते हैं, हम भी जाते हैं, और वहाँ पे माँ हमारे मतलब माँ just wanted to listen to us.
And simultaneously, we had opportunities to perform in churches in France, Germany, in the US.
In British Museum, suddenly we get this opportunity
Right.
to celebrate Gandhiji's 150 years
Right.
in the foyer of British Museum. और वहाँ पे भी a similar goosebump कि अपने देश के एक ऐसे युग पुरुष को हम रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं म्यूजिकली, जिन्होंने कितना कुछ झेला होगा, और वो भी कहाँ, ब्रिटेन में ब्रिटिश म्यूजियम में,
Right.
जहाँ थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाइए तो आपको शाहजहां के वो एमरल्ड ज्वेलरी मिलेंगे और ये
Right.
मिलेंगे वो मिलेंगे.
Right.
So we are sitting and performing there.
Right.
Yeah, we get this call from Saurav Ganguly कि आप आइए और ईडन गार्डन्स में प्लीज परफॉर्म कीजिए, when he launched the pink ball test match, and all the cricket captains were taking a tour जब हम गा रहे थे.
Oh wow.
So
we
you
got
see,
to meet Pele and present our music for
yes,
him.
we sang for
And-
Pele and he sang with us.
Oh.
So this all has happened to us. Why, this surprises us the most, because both of us, we don't come from a musically, I would say no one in our family was a professional musician. So
This is just the
the
for love for
passion,
music and just the interest in music, but not
not
trained.
profession. और उस फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हुए भी हमें इतना कुछ ईश्वर की कृपा से मिल रहा है, इतना प्यार मिल रहा है. The kind of mails, the kind of social media messages that we receive, I really feel कि ये तो कोई और कर रहा है. We are just the instruments, truly.
You're the chosen ones.
Yes, totally.
To just kind of give a message through whatever form that you can, right?
वरना ये possible ही नहीं था.
Even Sonali's music room today has bound so many musicians together. It's also a space of friendship and where so many stories bring up, like many reflections of many people's life come up, and a audience really appreciates that like a museum.
और मैं सारे दर्शकों को यही कहना चाहूँगा कि कलाकारों के जो स्टोरीज ये लाती है उसे सुनिए, बिकॉज these stories are less of logic and more of magic. So the stories would be very inspiring to all of us, and I think for every artist.
So idea is to create that digital library where the stories are in its truest form and the way the artist wants to convey.
Express that.
Amazing.
You are leaving your story with me for the future generations.
It's such a
it's
beautiful
going to be a treasure. Like there's no other motive behind it.
Correct.
Like many times I wonder मैं ये कर क्यों रही हूँ, but आप लोगों के साथ मैं बैठती हूँ and it all becomes so meaningful. It becomes, and I'm truly grateful, that you guys
Just keep on doing it and spreading the, I see a lot of mundaneness also around.
Right.
तो कलाकार जो है, आर्टिस्ट जो है, वो अपनी जिंदगी के किस्से बता के at least they can create a notion that life is somewhere beyond this mundaneness.
So अब इस जर्नी में ऐसे लग रहा है कि that whole flow, चाहे आप उसको waterfalls का वो एक साथ बहना, through the height, that's one part of the story कि everything is coming together, और एक बड़ा सा or that stream, both is doing the same job.
Yes.
Right? तो इस flow में ऐसा सुनते हुए ये लग रहा है कि everything comes together in a very very
Smooth way.
Yeah, right? So then where are the challenges in both of your life as a
इस
composer?
झरने में तो काफी stones होते हैं.
हाँ.
And the water has to go through it.
Right.
There are insects, there are crocodiles, there is a fall, and
उतार चढ़ाव,
सब कुछ. And in any profession, be it music or whatever, क्या होता है ना, there are challenges, obstacles तो आएगा.
Right.
But this togetherness हमारे has helped us a lot to be very strong in those points. We have seen very shattering days, which were very depressive, and probably since we were together, we could scale that. And this friendship has a very different kind of a vibe, which can make you walk without any inhibition, without any fear. मेरा लिए तो वो है, उसके लिए तो मैं हूँ, और कितना obstacles आएगा.
जो साज से निकली है वो धुन सबने सुनी है, जो साज पे गुजरी है वो किस दिल को पता है.
क्या बात.
So that's
very nice, yeah. So yeah, there have been challenges. Would you like to, because again, as I said, I'm creating this digital library, and how you are telling your story here. Would you like to highlight one of that challenging point? Because what happens for future generation, whoever is watching this podcast, they will understand कि इतना आसान नहीं है, चाहे कितना भी आसान हो, right? So how do you, navigate at that time? So maybe one incident that you think is okay to refer at this point, because it'll be very
I'll tell you the first concert that we did and the challenge and how that challenge वो किसी ने overcome कर दिया और वही सिलसिला चलता जा रहा है. In every project, in every concert, in everything we do, these challenges come. And it would be a little too rude to say that we overcome it. I think the challenges just goes away.
Evaporate with time.
तो first concert में क्या हुआ? Again, we were in our college and somebody respectable, he called me और उस जमाने में mobile phones की उतनी usage नहीं
You're
थी.
so old.
No,
when
no.
you were young, there were
हमारे
no
घर में
mobile
नहीं
phones.
थे,
अच्छा.
बाकी mobile phones use हो रहे थे.
I like this knock joke in between.
So, this gentleman called me and asked me that he has a friend in Jamshedpur, which is how many
Like
kilometers?
a 6 hours journey from Calcutta in a train.
Yeah. Yeah, उससे थोड़ा सा कम होगा, मुझे मालूम. So he said that we have a party. So can you come this evening to
Sing a few
sing a
ghazals.
few songs, film songs, ghazals, because you sing nicely. So the first thing that came to me was yes, I'll come. I don't even know Jamshedpur कहाँ पे है. मतलब मालूम है. कैसे जाते हैं? So then I asked that, do you have a plan how I can reach there? He said, no, you come by yourself. There's this train, some train that starts from Howrah station at 6. You take that, you reach there at 8:30 or 9, and we'll have our people there waiting for you and we'll just take you. जी ठीक है. अब मैं तो सिर्फ गाता हूँ. So, and I required him. Now he comes from a very orthodox is not the word, but a very protected family, old Calcutta, regal family, traditional family. So उनके लिए उनके बेटे को एक रात के लिए ऐसे ही किसी के साथ, किसी दोस्त के साथ बाहर जाने की जो इजाज़त है वो इतनी आसानी से तो नहीं मिलेगी. लेकिन still we both of us, we went to his father and we convinced him and he said कि okay. So with that, now he has 5 pianos in his home, but he doesn't have a keyboard. So उसके लिए हमें फिर किसी और के पास जाना पड़ा. And with that, we almost lost the day. So we were just about to leave for the station. Keyboard भी मिल गया. I am there with my harmonium. We just packed a small little suitcase. और मुझे लगा कि we have to have a rhythm instrument. एक तबला तो चाहिए होगा ना. अभी 1.5-2 घंटे का गाना है. तो he said, yeah, I know somebody. Let me just quickly go and catch him up. So हम गए उनके घर. And this man, he understood the entire thing and then he just ran away. He never came and we were waiting there in front of his home. और एक मौका आया जब इसने कहा कि अब तो we'll miss the train, so we have to run. We go to Howrah station, or your audience might be knowing that Howrah station, if you have to reach Howrah station from Calcutta, then you have to cross the Howrah bridge. And the Howrah bridge in those days used to be extremely crowded and chaotic. And, and it was one of those days. And we would just see that the clock is moving faster and faster. The first show of our lives. We got out of the bus and we ran. We ran with all those suitcases and boxes and everything. Station में भी जाके कौन से platforms है वो हमें मालूम नहीं. Asked people here there. We went to that platform and we saw that the train silently was going away. It just went away. That is, I think, the point where the divine blessing comes. We went to the inquiry and we asked कि अब ये train तो हमें नहीं मिला. We have to reach Jamshedpur anyhow. How can we go there? So this guy said कि मुझे नहीं लगता you can go there by this time. But what you can do is you can just avail any local train and go to Kharagpur, which is a station in between. And from there, Bombay Mail is going to cross at 8, which is going to take you by 9 to Jamshedpur. But because it's Bombay Mail, you will not get an instant ticket for that train. You have to have a reservation and all of that, and which I don't think you will be able to manage.
So then you had to
We
go
get
with
into that
general.
local train. चलो खड़गपुर तो चलते हैं. Both Sourendro and I, without any inhibitions, Sonali, we sat on the floors of the local train with
General
people
bogie.
standing all around, people having their puffed rice and
यहाँ फेंक रहे हैं, वहाँ फेंक रहे हैं,
वहाँ पे फेंक रहे हैं वो. I take out my harmonium and I'm just singing the songs because I want him to know what songs, because he has no idea of the Rafi Saab songs and the Lata Ji
So I
songs.
was trying to correct the melodies and get the chords, how to play those, because I was listening to them for the first time today.
And the people were also quite entertained. So they were looking, Acha, Baba. That was like a prize for us. Kharagpur ai, hum utre. We go to the station master's room. We are college students, we are musicians. This is the first ever professional concert we've got. We've missed this train, so now we have to go. Sir, if you can please put in a word to the Bombay Mail manager, train, whoever is the person. और हमें TT और हमें please बस एक ही स्टेशन की बात है. हमारे पास उतने पैसे भी नहीं है, तो हमें please ये एक स्टेशन कर दीजिए. So this guy was shocked. He was an old gentleman. He said, hold on, what music you do? So we said we are from St. Xavier's College. Now that's a very, renowned establishment, institution. So then without even uttering a word, I took out my harmonium, I started singing. Then he said that, okay.
Magic of music.
Yeah, so sit in my room. Sit here because the mail is going to come after 30 minutes. I'll come and I'll pick you up and I'll see, beta. You want to have tea? So I said, no. Thank you so much. We were so overwhelmed that this man has entertained us. He would have just said that, nahi hoga, chale jaiye.
Right.
Bombay Mail comes, this guy takes us. We are standing, and in those days, Kharagpur station was not, I don't know about
As
today.
late, it was dark.
It was quite dark. He takes us to the army coop. There, karte hain, and then he shows his cart with his light, and he tells the army man inside the compartment that these are two young musicians, college के student है. ये लोग अच्छा गाते हैं. इनको अगले स्टेशन में उतरना है, थोड़ा emergency है, इनको उतार दीजिए please. And the army man said, no, it is not allowed. In an army coop, you cannot allow this. And then this guy, I don't know why he said that, एक दिन ये दो हमारे देश के assets बनेंगे. अगर आज हम और आप इनको help नहीं करते, I get goosebumps every time, then we will be answerable.
Okay.
So I am the station master of Kharagpur. I am requesting you, please take them. और उस बंदे को मालूम नहीं क्या हुआ, वो बंदा अंदर गया, फिर आया और दरवाजा खोल दिया. We got into the train. I get tears all the time I say this. I don't remember this man, otherwise I could have gone and visited him. And then we get at Jamshedpur, we do the show. I remember the man promised us for 1,500 rupees. After the performance, everybody liked it so much, he paid us 5,000 rupees.
Oh, wow. You were rich
for
right
two
there.
college
Okay.
College student,
Yes.
5,000 rupees.
In those days was a very big thing.
And Sonali ji, the most beautiful part that I'm always proud of my younger self is I gave the entire money to him and I told him that तुम देखो क्या करना है.
Oh.
That I never, negotiated कि नहीं मेरा 2,500 ये है तुम्हारा ये. We never did that. And वही advantage ये आज भी लिए जा रहा है.
हाँ, बैंक
The entire
चाबी
bank
मेरे
is
पास ही
on
है.
him and the locker and everything. So मुझे
But you
मालूम
still
भी नहीं.
feel safe, and that's the
I am
biggest
so
part of.
liberated.
But the maza is, we were even happy with 5,000 rupees. We were even happy with 500 rupees.
Right.
Even if it was 50 rupees, we were happy.
Right.
The most important part was happiness.
Right.
इसका कोई वैल्यूएशन नहीं
बिल्कुल
होता है.
नहीं, बिल्कुल
We
नहीं.
are happy with everything. आप हमें एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट देके अगर पेवमेंट में भी बैठा दो कहीं भी, we are happy. There had been instances with luggage. We were left in Munich. We had booked a cart. We saw that it was 9 a.m. We reached at 9 a.m., but it was 9 p.m., which we misread. We were in the streets of Munich, roaming around with our luggage,
For
looking
12
in,
hours with 2 suitcases, we
were
were
looking
with
into
no
the
food.
old city, exploring churches and everything, but we were happy. The best thing was we were happy always.
You know, this is a very, and I just want to frame it right, but I have no words. And this has been the best part of Sonali's music room. When I'm sitting with musicians, with your caliber and so many more, right? Like I've had the good fortune in a very short span of time. I've met some of the best of the musicians
course.
in the industry today. मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि मैं म्यूजिशियंस के साथ बैठी हूँ, मुझे लगता है कि मैं एक्सप्लोरर्स के साथ बैठी हूँ।
बिल्कुल,
वो आप उस बात को रिफ्लेक्ट करते हो कि नहीं, कभी आपने इस बारे में सोचा है कि नहीं, मुझे नहीं मालूम, बट इवन राइट नाउ दिस इज द वर्ड दैट कम्स इन माय माइंड कि कभी, एंड देन blessed are these souls, and I'm completely putting it in a very philosophical manner, is because you not come, you just going through the journey. इसमें कोई expectations नहीं है. There is no trade involved. There is no like debit credit कितना और उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. Just go.
Just go with
just
it.
go with the flow, and it's just happening, and you're enjoying the journey, and there is no huge thought.
It's just like sand. If you take sand in your hand,
और जितना कस के आप उसको जपेंगे उतना ही रहेगा। और वो जितना लूजली खाए उतना ही रहेगा आपके साथ। चलो आते हैं।
we are just here in this point of time. The most important thing is, whatever we do, our souls should be happy, and we should spread happiness the little way we can. और फिर वो पानी पर लिखने लायक जैसा है, तो आप जितना भी ज़्यादा लिखे वो तो धुल ही जाएगा. Somebody else will come and will do something amazing, and we will all be old someday, and we will be inspired कि चलो देखो ये काम कितना अच्छा हुआ है. और यहाँ पे competition आ गया, तो फिर वो then you lose from the happiness.
Very true, very true. So nice. अच्छा, मैं एक सवाल पूछूंगी, उसके बाद we'll do rapid fire, and of course there's your music that we want to hear. I just don't want to let go of this, advantage of being here, piano here, So now you have worked with, see, in India especially, the vocals derives the music very well, very good. And you have had this good fortune of working with everybody in the industry today. So tell us your experiences with these various artists, and how do you kind of make that connection with them? वो friendship कैसे होती है, वो grow कैसे होती है, उतना विश्वास कैसे आप लोग establish करते हो?
It's all because of what we go with. We always go with concepts. We develop an idea. For instance, world music or any song or any film song that we are doing, we always believe in one idea. Like we do not choose artists for their popularity,
Right.
but we choose for the connect that the content has with them, which can be derived, or kind of there's a perception in which we see every song. And that also impresses the artist to come up with his idea, and he is also excited to know us, that we have brought that idea to him, because it is embellishing him, us, and the song.
Right.
So it's a tri-party negotiation, happiness of the three parties,
Okay.
which makes us friends to them.
Okay.
And they kind of come up also with their ideas and share with us, so that we also embellish their ideas and come up with something else. So a family of art comes together when we are around with any other artist.
Okay.
And for an artist, meeting an artist is always confluence. Like ideas come, new things develop,
Right.
and we also like to produce that well, to capture that, to hold on to that moment, to hold on to some melody which we receive from the other end.
Right.
And we create something together. And we have never created things for ourselves. We have always created things for others, which makes them happy and us happy. And that
That's
is how
the-
all this, over the years,
So
we
it's
have
the-
built musical friendships.
So Abhi, when you're thinking about a composition and you have a singer in the mind, okay? So you think you are making that song for the singer? Is that how?
No,
am I-
we are creating we are basically telling a story. And then who can convincingly tell the story is
the
is
person.
the
अब
artist
कुछ
who comes
स्टोरी
to.
तो उर्दू में ही अच्छा लगता है, and some stories are good in English. You
Some
can-
in Bengali, some in
हाँ,
Hindi.
Hindi, right.
अपने अपने भाषा की एक जो
खूबसूरती,
मिजाज है,
हाँ.
and you know, so that is what
So
helps.
you have to have that catch point.
And we have been very honest to whatever we have done.
Okay.
I think that is what convinces, because even we as an artist, if someone comes and approaches us with an idea that excites us, we will be interested. Because आज के ज़माने में there are these number games that are happening on social media, on YouTube.
Right.
अच्छा कितने नंबर हुए Spotify में, तो वहाँ जाके हर कलाकार को कुछ अपने लिए भी करना होता है.
True.
So
Very
and we
true.
all search for opportunities कि अच्छा मुझे ये गाने का मौका मिलेगा,
Right.
मुझे ये करने का मौका मिलेगा,
Right.
and that is how it has fell in place.
And
because
that has really built those friendships. Even when we were no one as composers, the first song we composed, after the composition we felt this would sound very nice in Kavita Krishnamurthy's voice.
Right.
We collected her mail ID from social media, from Google rather in those days. And we sent a mail with a sample of the song. She liked it and she said, I'll sing that. And we were surprised rather to have her singing our composition when we were nowhere.
and,
No one.
We didn't know Kavita Krishnamurthy in person, neither we knew anyone who knew her.
Oh, interesting.
So she was that far a star. And from then, and you know, we did that song Ek Rooti Si Khamoshi with Kavita ji. It was an original song in 2007. And she liked the song so much. She keeps on saying कि ऐसा कुछ फिर से करते हैं. There was in 2014 or 15, she called me from Arizona. And she told me, you know, a Pakistani man, he came after my concert. So I'm here in Arizona now, doing my, film concert. And suddenly this Pakistani guy comes and tells me, ma'am, ek rooti si khamoshi, if you can sing. And I was so happy for the two of you
Right.
that your song has reached to
Even to
This
one
far.
This far.
person.
That's why. Yeah. Yeah.
Because songs are like children. Like any art product is like your own creation, and you look at it as your posterity. And even if that is played somewhere, it gives you a strange happiness.
Right. Right.
मुझे वो हैप्पीनेस कम मिलता है. मुझे लगता है कि अरे ये इतना खराब हुआ, इसको यहाँ पे ये करता तो बेहतर होता. नहीं ये तो
He's
जगह
never
बहुत ही.
satisfied with
So
anything.
that is my problem.
That is actually it's a good problem to have, right?
But-
Because
बाहर से लगता है सोनाली, but you know the one who goes through it, I'm sure.
So I can talk for you also in this place, right? Because कभी-कभार लगता है मुझे वो word क्यों दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा. So I get there is
Yeah, of
always
course.
something, right? So something which is missing in you is anyways been accepted by many, and that should give you that satisfaction that you have touched. So like Kavita ji's example is the very
Yeah, but when you compare many accepting you versus you being happy, you are
happy regardless. Is you stay happy regardless. And that is when you can express your
honestly yesterday's concert.
Huh.
I was not
Happy.
No, I was not
Convinced
analyzing it afterwards, because I just felt that माँ को जो सुनना था सुन लिया. चलो अब अच्छा हुआ
You're
बुरा हुआ.
becoming
I
very
can't.
religious. You're becoming very religious, I should
Now
say.
let's not get into that.
Let's go for the rapid fire.
हाँ रैपिड फायर करेंगे बट थोड़ा आपके बैटरी एवरीथिंग इज गुड सो रैपिड फायर जरूर करेंगे बट उसके पहले सम टॉप फ्यू सॉन्ग्स ऑफ योर्स सी आई एम नॉट बंगाली बट आई समहाउ हैव रूट्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया व्हिच इज द बेस्ट पार्ट आई कैन Of course, South being the most part of my life, I've lived in South. Though South music has a huge influence in me, but so is Bengal because I was born in Jharkhand, and I've heard. And my dad used to sing very beautiful Bengali songs.
Oh.
अरे वाह.
Yeah, I don't know where and how, but so. But I was just going through some set of songs of yours and Ekla Chalo, Chini De Chini, right? I would love you to play. Maybe after the rapid fire, we could do it.
We'll do a
for you
few.
to sing,
Of
and
course, of
it'll
course.
be a nice way of presenting this podcast. And I want to also add one more thing here. Ki in Boston, where I live now, I have a very strong ties with the Bengali Association and Bengalis, and they all follow also Sonali's music religiously, and so they are going to love this experience. And
Sure,
I
ma'am,
know
sure.
when
And
this
we love coming
podcast
to
is out,
Boston.
yeah, I know you're coming to Boston also, so that also I'll not reveal it in podcast. We'll keep it as a surprise
Correct.
element towards the end. I'll release a reel right before you're about to come, or the show gets announced.
Sure.
But yeah, so they will be so happy. So we have to definitely do this. But yeah, rapid fire. So ये बस चश्मे की आदत है. Again, it's a good problem to have.
Wow,
because I
she
don't
has a
have-
question paper.
Yes, I have, and both or one of you can, definitely. Okay, one thing audiences would be surprised to know about you.
That
That we have eaten our lunches every day together for the last 20 years.
without a miss.
Really?
Not a single day has passed without us having food together.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm surprised for sure. So, yeah, wow. Okay, who's a bigger perfectionist?
Of course, Soumyojit. Of course, not me.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Tea break conversations are mostly about.
About
About shouting on each other that you're wasting money.
about
On
yeah,
furnitures to over recordings to re-recording stuff.
and yeah, me ignoring them.
Okay, that's nice. Favorite city to perform in?
For me, I can live, relive, die, re-die, be in the grave in London.
London? Okay.
See, I exactly knew what you wanted to say.
Okay.
for you?
Wait, for you?
For me, I think Kolkata.
Kolkata?
Yeah.
Okay. You thought because he guessed your.
So everybody
No.
says Kolkata is a reflection of London. That's why.
So he's going to colonialize everything. The great,
And then
great
Kolkata.
grandson of Queen Victoria.
Now we got to find the family tree. Go down that road. Okay, fine. One word about Kolkata, both of you.
Accepting. It accepts.
And it's really is the city of joy. It's if you walk down any part,
Right.
north, south, anywhere,
Right.
there is so much happiness. There are people who are not that privileged, extremely privileged, but everybody is happy, and happiness is everywhere in this city.
Okay. Oh, nice. Besides being musicians, what are the other ways that you guys spend your time? Other hobbies, interests?
For me, for both of us, I think we read a lot of books. We love reading them. We watch cinema. We love watching them and documentaries. And so we have our collection that what is releasing when, so we have to catch hold of it.
We both are pet parents. We have two beautiful doggies and our extended joint family. We stay together with them, and we have our garden. Our life is very special because wherever we travel, where you get to see nature and trees, every space is interesting, and there is something to see and gaze.
And the last but not the least, we are antique lovers. So the sofas and the carpets and the porcelain dolls and
And the wasting of the funds.
that's there.
Right, right. So that even I love, I'm a collector, and my
Yes.
friends, when they go to any vintage store, and they do think about it, and it's so
I
nice,
wish we
isn't
had
it?
friends like yours.
I appreciate all the art pieces in this building, and it's very, very, very beautiful. So I'm glad. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that is that, and favorite food.
Favorite food? I think world cuisine. It depends. It's just like music. We can't say this is mine or this is my most favorite. At times we have inclination for Japanese food. At times our typical Bengali shukto and jhol jhal chachuri ombol is very important for us. There was a period, long period of time when for snacks he only looked at Gujarati foods. I am a great South Indian food lover. We love steaks from America, so and also Italian
And
cuisines
we are
and
also trying to develop this taste amidst the friends around we have. We talk a lot about food. We talk a lot about forms of food, about the quality of things that we get to appreciate in certain regions, because we travel a lot. So we also like to share about it a lot.
Okay, okay, that's so nice. Yeah. So, of course, we are yet to kind of do the music part, but we'll close the the
Conversation.
podcast and conversation here. And it has been an incredible time with both of you,
For
and your
us too,
journey also.
for us too, because in every conversation we relive our whole life, and we
Right.
also re-energize the thoughts that we have,
Right.
and that helps us to walk farther.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, let this conversation keep going. Before we, end this conversation, one message to friends of Sonali's music room.
um, this is something that I've started believing right at the moment. I mean, just a few days that it's this one life and we can't compromise on being happy. So just be happy, just do whatever makes you feel happy.
And my small message will be: open your windows, open your doors for everyone to walk in, because ultimately you will go to a piece of sand. You will evaporate in nature.
Right. And
So
you don't
open your
know,
doors.
yeah, and you don't
Respect
know who
nature.
needs you.
Yes.
So you
We
just
all
be
need
always
each other.
aware, that you don't know. So keeping the doors open,
Of
it's
course.
it's very important part. Very beautiful. Thank you so much for your
Our
time,
pleasure.
and
Thank you.
it's been
Come
I
back to
hope,
Calcutta.
yes, and I
Come back to
hope
Calcutta.
this podcast is definitely going to get you a lot of views. Please, guys,
absolutely.
make sure
Thank
so
you so
that
much.
she comes back again for a part two.
Of course, yes. This ये सिलसिला जारी रहेगा अब, yeah, and I'm so incredible thankful to both of you, incredibly, कि ये time is always I'm grateful to the Almighty for these opportunities and these times. So thank.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Namaskar.
With that, I need to take a deep breath because I really didn't think that I'm going to film myself in a very different manner today. More than a conversation of music, through the musician's words, I was just reading life. And that's a very rare way of experiencing the journey of musicians, of artists. And I think, yes, this conversation will continue here in Boston. I will revisit Kolkata, and we will keep meeting incredible duo like Surendro and Soumyajit. And with that, we come to the end of this today's podcast. We'll meet yet another day with another artist. Until then, namaskar.